And welcome back to the Crypto Hawk program. We got a deep dive. It's going to take some work understanding this stuff. Deep dive on WeCan, WiseSat, Qait, the Qait QAIT token, SealsQ, and what's going on with them. This is getting big. And we're going to go over probably for most of the program this little deal that they got going on. This is massive. What they are setting up for the future, they are getting quantum all set up, because here's how it works in case you don't understand. There is no fucking way crypto is going to take off right now, because there's something called a quantum computer, and that thing could liquidate everybody's crypto. They're not going to have that. So what they're going to do this is the right way. So they're going to design artificial intelligence, and they're going to get that all squared away first. Then they're going to get the quantum computing, get that all squared away first. Then, like we just got done the other day with WeCan and the Rothschild family and all that, the top 5 families of the world that are running everything right now, they have to have their AI, their quantum computer, their whole private banking system that you and me don't know anything about. Their private banking system has to be all up and running with AI and quantum protection, or the rest of us ain't going to have shit. That's just how this works. So if you're brand new and you're thinking you're going to invest in crypto today and then in a month or two you're going to be rich, that shit's not going to happen. What we go over on this channel is real world use case, the real connections. What connections does this crypto have? What are they getting set up for the future? That's what we do on this channel. We're an investing channel, and we're not a trading channel. We don't really trade on this channel. For about 6 months last year we did, but now it's an investment market where you invest and then you wait and you let the people that are running the world, you let them get their shit together first and all that. And then when they say it's okay, the people at the bottom get the phone calls, like all the politicians and stuff. They get that phone call. Yeah, go ahead and vote yes on that Clarities Act. That's how all this goes, okay? No, it has nothing to do with you. I know you just bought crypto today and tomorrow you think you're going to sell it and be rich. That's not reality. That's somebody from planet Uranus. My name's Crypto Hulk. Not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advice. What I do know is about hardcore street drug use. Heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, all that stuff. I take it every day. 5 pounds of marijuana brownies every day. 30 gallons of vodka. 600 pounds of cocaine. Oh, man, it's amazing over here. So that's where you get, if you interpret I'm saying any kind of financial crypto advice, that's where I get it from, the drugs. Okay, now out of the past 6 years, I've got kicked out of 5,000 drug rehabs, just to let you know. And Stephen Morris still thinks it's rookie numbers. Okay. I guess he's doing 500 pounds of coke every day. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see here. Coasty is here. Stuart Lavelle. Corey Fisher is here. Robert Driscoll. Let's see. Marky G is here. Senor Rojo. Robert Roberto Bobby Driscoll. Delgadoff. Let's get into the article right here. We got some work to do. We have got work. There's stocks here to buy and crypto to buy. This is being set up, everybody, to quantum proof the whole entire world. Oh my God, this is massive. Yeah, I couldn't get my Zarian wallet to buy the crypto. I was going to get some WeCan, but these fuckers on Transact are like reversing a charge. I'm like, shit, dude. So I'll have to find out from Transact what the hell's going on. Maybe call up my Wells Fargo and be like, shit, dude. They're getting smart. They're figuring out that I'm getting crypto and they don't like it. They want me broke. SealsQ. Okay, here we go. Time to go to work. SealsQ participates as a lead investor in Quobly. So there's a company called Quobly, and they have a 130 million euro Series A financing via SealQuantum.com. They're going to fund an advanced European sovereign quantum infrastructure. Everybody, SealsQ is working on hooking up all of Europe with quantum protection and more. SealsQ. Now, you can buy it on the American NASDAQ. Some of you guys like buying stocks also, like crypto and stocks. Then I've got people really that watch my channel, some of these whales, and they don't necessarily want any crypto at all. They just want a real brick and mortar company that's brand new like this that deals with stocks. So there's that. Let's look up the NASDAQ. NASDAQ.com. And let me look up LAES. There we go. If you want to buy SealsQ, you can go on the NASDAQ to learn more about it. So it's about $3.70. Okay. A year ago, about a year ago or more, we were looking into SealsQ. Back in November, this shit was at about $7.50. Now it's about 50% off sale. But October last year, when everything dumped in October, SealsQ went way up, like 100%. I'm looking at the graph right here. When everything dumped in October, SealsQ was at $3.50. Right around November, like a month after everything dumped, it's at its highest ever, $7.70. Oh, man. So there you go with those two. Let's go back to the article here. SealsQ became a lead investor in a company called Quobly. Now, they have a Series A stock purchase, like pre-stock. The investment via Seals Quantum Fund supports industrialization of silicon-based quantum processors and Quobly's first commercial systems. Look, this company called Quobly, they're going to release these quantum chips, everybody. That's why, if you ever thought about getting stock in a company, this is probably a good fucking time, all right? Because they are getting ready at the end of this year to release their quantum resistant right here. SealsQ wants in on this. It's a Quobly's first commercial systems. And it deepens their November 25th technical partnership. The Quantum Fund, listen to this, has grown from 20 million to $200 million since February 2025. It has deployed about $30 million into several quantum ecosystem companies. SealsQ, Carlos Moreira, will join Quobley's board as part of the transaction. So SealsQ comes in, dumps millions into this Quobley company on condition that Carlos Moreira gets on the board. I like that. He is going to personally supervise this, make sure nobody fucks anything up. Alrighty then. SealsQ, if you're brand new, SealsQ is a leader in post-quantum semiconductor technologies and hardware-anchored security solutions. Today announced its participation as a lead investor in Quobley's 130 million euro Series A financing. And look at what we have here. BPI France, the French Public Investment Bank. They're the same bank that bought Fedor Bank. That was Ripple's first partner. Notice how we got the French government involved. Let's start with this right here. The French government already own the XRP Ledger Foundation. Let's look at the evidence right here. I want you to see what's being laid out in front of you. The French government are still controlling the world after all these years after Napoleon and stuff like that. They've got this here, the XRP Ledger. Let's go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph down. The XRP Ledger Foundation will operate under French law, with the Paris Court of Appeals having exclusive jurisdiction. There's that article right there. Let's go to Wikipedia. Fedor Bank. Here we go. Now, that was the government of France controlling the XRP Ledger. Now, looky right here. Here is Fedor Bank. And look at the first paragraph. In 2015, it made a foray in the United Kingdom. 2016, it was announced that Fedor Bank was being acquired by France's Group BPCE. Now we know that France controls the XRP Ledger, and it controls Fedor Bank. And there's your evidence there. This page here. Fedor Bank, building the bank of tomorrow with Ripple, 2014 partner, right there. Ripple's first bank came out of Germany, and Ripple made a partnership in 2015, right when Ripple was declared by the United States government to be a money service business, and the XRP was deemed to be a currency. It's not a security. This whole Gary Gensler trial was fake. I'm so glad I never reported on that Ripple trial, that fake trial. And all these lawyers, I'm not going to mention their names, but it's so fucking embarrassing. Like these crypto people have these crypto lawyers on their show, and it's like, Ripple's already determined to be a currency in 2015. Why the fuck are you having this every fucking day on your show? Well, let's go over the Ripple trial today and see what's going on. I'm like, wow, these YouTube people are so fucking stupid. How embarrassing. Not once did I report on that fake trial. Okay, so now we got all the evidence in. That's why France is involved. If the French government is involved in investing, the French Public Investment Bank, BPI France, aka owner of Fedor Bank, aka owner of the XRP Ledger Foundation. Oh man, Crypto Hulk. See, you could read this kind of article and not see what I see. I'm showing you in this article what the hell's going on. This is not just about this SealsQ shit. This is about the control of the entire world, okay? That's what we got going on in here. The SealsQ investment made via the SealsQ Quantum Fund supports Quobley's industrialization of silicon-based quantum processors. Oh, quantum processors, everybody. And the deployment of its first commercial systems. It strengthens the strategic technical partnership initiated in November 2025 and represents a major milestone, in the execution of SEAL's quantum vertical sovereign stack strategy. Remember, the vertical strategies, they have everything. They don't need NVIDIA chip. They don't need shit from anybody. If they need something, they buy a company and it's in their vertical stack. That means no one's going to corrupt anything. No one's going to slip a virus in there. Nothing, okay? This is how it should be done. This strengthens the strategic technical partnership initiated November 2025, represents a major milestone in the execution of SEAL's quantum vertical sovereign stack. Launched in February. See, you and me have been watching this whole time, all this stuff going down. Launched in February 2025. The fund plays a key role in their sovereign stack by enabling targeted investments that strengthen the integration. They are going to integrate quantum processing and cybersecurity. That's probably where the AI comes in, because remember, we're waiting on this AI and this quantum to get utilized. That's when crypto takes off, okay? SealsQ builds directly on the collaboration with Quobley. Quobley is going to integrate post-quantum cryptography and hardware root of trust into silicon-based quantum architectures by combining Quobley's scalable FDSOI quantum processors with SealsQ quantum-resistant secure chips. Oh, now this is interesting. Quobley has the quantum processors. SealsQ brings the quantum-resistant chips. Okay. I'm just picking out this because I'm not going to read it all. SealsQ is the lead investor in Quobley's Series A. Commitment, advanced next generation. So far, SealsQ has put $30 million into this company that's building these processors. And the WeCan group, now the WeCan group gets into this, each reinforcing our quantum vertical strategy. So that WeCan crypto is all up in here. We bring our quantum computers to market. I think, let me check the comments. I'm going to go into a little deep dive after that one. Coasty said he bought LAES when Hulk first talked about it. Thanks, Hulk. Meth quantum chips for Zoltar's iPad. That would be a good idea. Meth quantum chips. I wonder if they could put methamphetamine quantum chips. Probably might not be a great idea for the developers. Let's look here at what I did. A little Grok search on this. Oh, the European Innovation Council's involved. You've got a government type agency involved in this, everybody. That's very, very good when you see that. You got the Air Liquid Venture Capital involved in this. Quobly is, it's out of France. Imagine that. Quobly is out of France in 2022. It develops industrial silicon-based quantum computers using proven semiconductor manufacture processors technology on a 300 millimeter wafer to enable scalable manufacture and deployable systems. They've got a Nobel, a guy named Serge Haroche, and he's a Nobel laureate. They got somebody who won the Nobel Prize here, everybody. Just saying, that's not a big deal, right? That's pretty amazing. Talks about Carlos Morera. Then, of course, you got Wisekey, WKEI. Now, Wisekey is like the parent company. Wisekey. It's on the NASDAQ. And there is, if you want stock in that company, there it is right here. So we talk on this channel about crypto and about stocks, buying stocks of companies. Let's take a look here. POC, SealsQ, Qait. So there are 3 crypto involved. You've got Qait, Qait. You've got the WeCan token. And then you have Hedera, which is HBAR. Those are the 3 cryptos involved with protecting the whole entire world and the satellites communicating with each other, validating transactions. Quobly's silicon quantum processors creates a secure by design quantum system. This addresses long-term quantum threats to classical cryptography. It will allow the quantum computer to work in the finance department, defense departments of governments, energy and critical infrastructure. This is majorly important. It's going to have machine-to-machine transactions via SealCoin/Qait. Qait. There's a professional business-to-business focus here. Regulated financial institutions rather than retail crypto speculation. This is major right here. Yeah, this is government backed. The actual government BPI Bank of France, a company called ISALT, The European Innovation Council is also involved in this. Very good to see that. This is a strategic, institutionally backed move that advances SealsQ's sovereign quantum stack by combining its PQC hardware security with Quobly's silicon quantum processor. It enables trusted, quantum resilient infrastructure for tokenized assets, digital IDs on DLT, compliant financial transactions, and long-term blockchain security in a post-quantum world. And from what I read, I don't know where I found it. They're supposed to release this by the end of this year. Yeah, it's going to happen this year. So now would be a really good time before they actually start selling these microchips. I think they made like 3 million. I just don't, I don't see it. How much time we got already? Almost half. Okay. I don't know where I saw that at, but let me do this. I'm going to ask Grok. Let me find out here from Grok. Quobly, by the end of 2026, let's read this here. Quobly's first commercial silicon-based quantum computers are targeted for initial cloud-based availability by the end of 2026. It sure seems like Swift is going for the end of 2026, like October, November. Then the DTCC is doing the same thing. There must be something going on, okay? It sure seems like a lot of this end of 2026 stuff. So if you're a company and you want to use their cloud-based, that's going to be at the end of 2026. If you want the on-premises /HPC infrastructure deployment plan for 2027, this time comes directly from Quobly's June 3rd, 2026 Series A announcement. It aims to accelerate industrialization and bring the first commercial product to market by year's end. This is looking pretty good. You still got time to buy these cryptos here. They're gonna really start taking off around the end of the year or January, February, March of next year. So now is your time to start accumulating if you haven't already. I was gonna buy the WeCan, but this fucking thing won't do it. I'm gonna try MetaMask next. I don't like MetaMask, but Zarian's starting to act like a bitch. It did that last time I tried using that shit. Alrighty then. Let's see. So yeah, it's looking like 2027 is really when most like to actually have the computer and all that kind of. But if we're talking just cloud, that's going to be released this year. But these companies are going to want like the real hardware kind of deal. So looks like that's how that goes down. Okay, how many of these Quobly are already made? Quobly's first commercial silicon-based quantum computers are targeted for initial cloud. We know that. Over 2.4 million qubits, that's Qubits, have already been made. The focus is on scalable manufacturer systems rather than lab prototypes. So they already made about 2.5 million of these qubits, okay? Now, SealsQ already sells what they call Vault C. Vault IC. These are commercially available now, protecting existing systems. Expected commercial window for integrated secure quantum systems aligned with Quobly's first systems cloud with fuller deployment SealsQ 2027. You know, that might be a stock. I don't think you can buy it in America. And there's Series A, that's right. I'm going to find out, because just in case you guys live in that part of the world. That would be one where, oh man. No, you cannot buy Quobly stock within the United States. Okay, Quobly is a privately held French company founded in 2022. It is not on the there's no NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. Direct access is for accredited investors and institutional buyers only. You might be able to go on. I'm going to show you these platforms here. They're kind of showing you where you could buy it. Some of you guys are rich and you can buy this. So there's what Grok is saying. Up YSN. Hulk WeCan is on Phantom. No problems. Okay. Phantom. Okay, I'm going to get that stuff done. Get her done. I'll have to use Phantom then. I wonder if just Transact's being a bitch. I don't know what the problem is. It's like, won't let me buy any shit. Phantom Wallet. Buy WeCan. I'm self-professional. It doesn't get any more high-tech than this. Thanks, Hulk, for the information this afternoon. Ed Smith asked me about a crypto. I'm not going to talk about it because it's a shit coin and has the name of XRP in it. I'm not going to say any more. Right off the top, I told him it sounds like it's a shit coin. And it took me about, 30 seconds to find out from doing a deep dive that it was. Okay. Trust Wallet. Trust. Let me write these on here. Trust. Wait, didn't Trust Wallet have a hack? Like, are you trying to get my cheeks clapped? We just talked about Trust Wallet like fucking 6 months ago. Weren't these motherfuckers hacked? I'm almost positive they were. You're trying to get me ripped off there, man. You got me fucked up. Yeah, you got to be in the EU to buy this shit, like France or something. So I'd say do it, man. If you want to buy that and you live over in France, if you're a Frenchie, then go fucking do it. Coinbase wallets for WeCan. WeCan. Let's see. Okay, next article, Decent and Elapal. All right, next. No. Oh, we called it the trustless, the trustless wallet. Yeah, I'm crossing out that trust wallet. Man, those fuckers got hacked. Screw that. Once a wallet gets hacked, I don't go back. All right. The digital euro. Okay, let's look at what the hell's going on with the Clarities Act. We're going to have a lightweight article next. We got to let our brains rest because talking about all this qubits and fucking quantum shit starts to wear my brain cells out. Let's have a fun article here, kind of relax, take a walk in the park. You've got this article here, the Blockchain Association. Now, listen to this. They're trying to get this to pass. It might. The Blockchain Association urges Senate to pass Clarity Act with a letter from 160 former security officials. Everybody, this one sounds good. The Blockchain Association is ramping up pressure on the Senate to pass the Clarities Act with a letter signed by 160 former law enforcement officials. The group is set to organize a virtual town hall on Thursday to discuss the legislation. So that was today. Yeah, this article is from June 2nd. So today, the Blockchain Association sent a letter Tuesday to Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Democratic Leader Charles Schumer. Oh, God, that guy needs to fucking jump off a bridge. By himself, of course, under a whole bunch of mental duress. Nobody push him because that would advocate me trying to unalive him. So I wish he would just jump off a bridge on his own volition. Do the world a favor. The letter signed by 160 former national security and law enforcement officials urged the Senate to pass the legislation. The Clarity Act expands law enforcement and financial crime prevention capabilities across the digital asset system. See, here's the problem. The Democrats don't like the cops. They're trying to defund the police, and the police are trying to save our ass, and the Democrats are trying to bring all these fucking bastards from all around the world into this country and have Somali daycares that don't even take care of kids. This is the most fucking bass-awkward shit I've seen in this country for a long time. The Clarities Act passed the Senate Banking Committee last month and currently awaits a vote in the full Senate. Lawmakers continue to debate whether the bill should include ethics provisions that would restrict, like Nancy Pelosi and Trump, elected officials from participating in crypto ventures. Okay. The Blockchain Association letter. You know what's so fucking stupid? I gotta get my opinion out. You've got Nancy Pelosi for the past 20 years, who's like the head of all the Democrats, and that ain't saying much, who's the head of all the Democrats. When she makes stock market investments, she never loses. She beats out BlackRock. Can you imagine that? And not one Democrat says a fucking thing. Now, currently, right now, we don't have crypto laws. So Trump actually gets a free pass, okay? We have SEC laws with insider trading, but nobody looks into Nancy Pelosi for 20 years. Now she's worth like $300 billion. Seriously? Not one fucking Democrat says a thing. Now we deal with Trump. We don't have crypto laws, so technically he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. So the Democrats get all mad at Trump, but no one said a fucking word about good old Nancy. Slick Nancy, huh? Very interesting. Common sense. Let's keep going. The Blockchain Association's Tuesday letter makes the case that digital asset market structure is a law enforcement and national security priority. The Democrats were saying, oh, this Clarities Act is bad for crypto. They're so fucking stupid, I swear to God. Clear rules bring activity under U.S. oversight, strengthen consumer protection, and help investigators catch bad actors. They're trying to show the Democrats this is... See, the Democrats just want you broke. They don't care about saving the kids or stopping gang violence. They don't care about that shit. They want more and more welfare babies and illegals and useless shithead people filling up this country. That's what they want. Specifically, the letter said the bill includes key anti-illicit finance. So this bill has anti-illicit finance and enforcement protections. This bill has expanded Bank Secrecy Act and sanctions obligations. The legislation would also establish Treasury-led information sharing among law enforcement agencies and private sector entities, as well as a permanent interagency working group focused on illicit finance. They're trying to, the Republicans are trying to show with common sense, which Democrats don't have. That's going to be a problem. You can't teach stupid, right? So the Republicans are showing it has all these protections. That's what we're showing right here, just like a bank. So that's the letter that the blockchain sent out to the senators. Let's check the comments here. Then you have Jamie Dimon. He's the head of what? JP Morgan. You got Jamie Dimon crying like a little bitch on TV, cussing, calling the guy that runs Coinbase, the CEO, Brian Armstrong. You got Jamie Dimon trying to cuss and say that Brian Armstrong's a dumb shit or something like that. You got Jamie Dimon's almost in tears crying. He's so terrified. Jamie Dimon is so scared. Because he knows his cheeks are going to get clapped just like that. Oh, we can't have all the stable coins. But Jamie Dimon, because he doesn't want you and me to stake our crypto, but it's okay for all of his billionaire investors to stake their crypto. You see that? Jamie Dimon is crying like a little bitch on NBC or whatever he was, Fox News or whatever the fuck. He's like, oh, if all these people stake their crypto, it's bad. Da, da, da. He's going to let all of his rich friends do it, but not us. See that? That's why Jamie Dimon is a bitch, all right? Straight up bitch. If you look in the dictionary under bitch, it'll show Jamie Dimon picture, him sucking on some boyfriend's dick, okay? That's what you'll see. Dang, Crypto Hulk, tell us how you really feel now. Don't get me started with that little fuck. Let's go. How much time we got in this thing? 15 minutes? Oh, shit. Lots of time. Now we got Europe. Let's talk about Europe and crypto. Europe, no brokies allowed. The digital euro is key to counter stablecoin risk. So what we got going on in Europe, communist Europe, instead of having stablecoins in Europe, they want to have like a government kind of money that the government controls and they can turn it on and off. That sounds so fucked up. And the Europeans, these people, I don't want to clown European people, but the smart Europeans are watching this show. The other ones are like, yeah, let's get a CBD so we can fight crime. Yeah, let's get a government CBDC so we can stop the drug dealing. I'm like, wow. Europe has some of the most fucked up things. Their laws in Europe is where somebody breaks in your house, you can't shoot them. If you're in a country where we have a gun, and if you have a baseball bat and shit, you can't kill them or nothing. That you got to run outside of your house. You've got to literally run outside of your house and run away. That's Europe. I'm like, what? That is so. I'm going to keep going because I'm not supposed to make fun of retarded people. So I'm going to just not say anything on that. Isabel Schnabel, a European Central Bank board member, said Monday that central banks should respond to stablecoin risks with strong regulation and CBDCs. Okay, Europe's got it halfway right. Europe thinks that they should have stablecoins and crypto, but strong regulation. The part that I don't agree with is with their CBDCs. And then what Europe's going to do is get really communist, and they'll have strong regulation to where people can't even own crypto unless it's like Shiba Inu or something like that. But all the businesses, they can buy whatever they want. That's how Europe's going to do it. The European Central Bank official also warned that dollar-dominated stablecoins risk cementing U.S. dollar dominance. The Europeans say stablecoin adoption could heighten risks to financial stability. So you got Europe talking about how bad crypto is. Oh, God. It's going to risk the financial stability of the EU, and central banks must respond with robust regulation. That is so fucking stupid. If you have, let's keep going. To preserve anchoring role of central bank money. The problem with central bank money is they keep printing that shit. These people, okay, you got the central banks of Europe printing and printing all this fucking money, and then their money becomes worthless. And then they try to say, oh, those stable coins are bad. We can't have those. It's a risk to the system. No, the risk to the European system and the United States system, both, is these fucking dumbasses called the Federal Reserve and the United States House of Representatives and Senate. These are the fucking problem, not us. They are the fucking problem. They're not responsible with how much gold they back the money with, and they blow it on these fucking useless shitheads that come to the United States and the unnecessary military dumb shit shenanigans we got going on. And they blow all the money, and they just keep printing more, and then they tell us that stable coins are bad. I'm like, are you fucking high? Shit. The Bank of Korea says stablecoin market has expanded swiftly, and that stablecoins pose a risk to the financial stability. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. If these countries would do what the fuck they're supposed to do when they make money responsibly, we wouldn't have to worry, would we? No, I wouldn't want a stablecoin. If I knew the dollar was backed by gold and all that shit in South, why the fuck would I mess with stable coins? I'd buy a digital dollar or some shit like that. But when I got stable coins that are backed with gold, silver, whatever, I'm going to use that shit instead. I mean, it's just common sense. So our government needs to do their fucking job. They're saying the growing use of stablecoins may further cement the international dominance of the US dollar. Today, virtually all stablecoins in circulation are denominated in dollars. Well, that's true. So guess what? All Europe's got to do is back their fucking money with gold and quit overprinting the euro, and maybe you solve that fucking problem. Look, I'm not an economist. This shit is not difficult. I haven't worked for the Treasury. It's called common fucking sense, okay? I don't need to go to school for this. Despite the risks, Schnabel suggests that central banks should not resist innovation, but provide guardrails. Now that makes sense. And then central banks should create money responsibly. He forgot to add that. I'm going to put that in. Now, the Europeans are the opposite of the United States. In the United States, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said he will not allow a CBDC. There will not be a CBDC in the Clarities Act. We actually don't want that, okay? In the United States, our government doesn't control our money. It's the Federal Reserve, which is a private company. So there's a separation there. Europe, the government, you don't want to mix all this shit in. The digital euro is currently in technical preparation phase. Man, they got this shit figured out already. They're claiming they're going to issue the digital euro in 2029. 2 years from now. Man, that shit was already made like 10 years ago. Wow. I think that's the end of that article. So it's looking like in Europe, they're trying to move forward with this, and they just want to see a government-controlled money where they can turn it off and shit like that. It's all about control. And we got 8 minutes left. Let me just read some comments. I meet Canadians all the time camping. They have like 6 months and they have to leave. Yeah, you can leave the country for 6 months and have to be back and check in like jail. Oh my God. Okay. I love how the ad comes on right when you are talking about key details. All right, that will wrap it up for today's show. I'm going to start working on tomorrow morning's program. And yeah, I think that'll do it. I'm sure I'll have a great one lined up for you then. It'll be about 7 a.m.